name is Claudia Brown Coulter. I'm a divorce mediator, and I help you create a customized divorce that you can uncouple consciously and respectfully. I want to talk to you about alcoholism and child custody because when you're going through a divorce, if there is substance abuse problems, it's a big deal because that person that you are trying to divorce, not because you don't love them, not because they aren't a good person, it's usually because that alcohol use has gotten to the point where it has impacted your quality of life and the quality of the life for the children, and it has made things unsafe. Wow, I just gave a long explanation. I totally forgot my thought. Lost out on some sleep last night, and I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. Uh, but when you divorce someone like that, it creates a lot of complications because due to the impact of alcohol, a lot of times they're irrational. And one of the reasons I want to speak specifically about alcohol is because it's easily accessible. It's something that most of us have in our homes. And it is not uncommon. Maybe somebody's not abusing drugs, but it's not uncommon for them to start abusing alcohol. And we saw this a lot in 2020, where people just, because of the stress of their life, began to consume more and more alcohol. All right. So you're like, you're a mediator. Can I mediate my divorce with someone who's an alcoholic? Yes, but you may also need an attorney. Because if you are, really concerned that this other person, is making your life so bad and, making things so unpredictable that you don't feel safe, or if there's domestic violence, or if you feel like, you're not going to reach a conclusion just talking to them with the mediator and that you need an advocate, you need like a layer between you and them, uh, then you're gonna need a lawyer. Now, when it comes to children, this is where it gets so important because as parents, we know that we can go through all kinds of hell, but don't bring that hell to my kid or there will be hell to pay, right? It just touches us in a way that nothing else does. So it becomes highly stressful and highly emotional, more so than a typical divorce because you are really trying to protect your child's safety, their emotional and psychological safety, but their physical safety. They should never, ever get into a vehicle with a drunk parent or be at their house overnight with a drunk parent. That should never, ever happen. That's a real cause for concern. So, what should you do? Here are some suggestions of what you should do if you are divorcing someone who has a problem with alcohol. You want to keep records. If they've said to you in some sort of writing that they've got a problem with alcohol, you need to keep that and bring that sucker to court. If you have to go to court, you want if they've gone to rehab, if they've been, if they've gone to rehab in the past, you and that, you were still together and you knew about it and you have a record of it, you wanna keep record of that, or if you know that they've been to rehab, see if your attorney can subpoena those records as proof that there has been a problem. Um, you want to if there are eyewitnesses that can, speak up at a trial that says, "No, this is what I've seen." Because if they always have a designated driver, they may never get a DUI. If someone is always there to drive them home, which is a good thing, if they always take a Uber or a Lyft, that's a good thing. But then you don't have any legal proof, like, oh, look, they've got like 3 DUIs. They might not have one. All right. So you're going to need people to corroborate your story. A judge is going to take this very, very seriously if you make claims that there's some sort of substance abuse. So don't make these claims lightly. The goal is not for them to not have their children ever. The goal is for them to be healthy and whole. It's to be healthy and whole. And people that I've talked to who whose loved ones struggle with substance abuse problems, they don't want to keep the kids from them. They want that person to be whole and to have a good relationship with the kids. Okay, so the goal is for them to be whole. So it's to go to rehab, it's to, go to NA or to AA and get the help that they need. Once visitation starts, then you're going to want to make sure that they are clean and sober before they see the kids and during their visit with the kids. And a court may order a breathalyzer. There's something called SoberLink where it sends you notifications that, they breathe into it on a regular basis or they breathe into it right before their time with their kids and then during their times with their kids so that and it's court admissible so that and you have proof that they are sober when they're with their kids. And most parents want to be with their kids anyway, so they're going to do what it takes to be with their kids. Now, so this means that the orders that you get in court tomorrow may change in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years as they get their act together. But what it also means is if you are in a relationship with someone who's struggling with this, you have a lot of work to do, right? Parenting is a lot of work. You have even more work to do because you're having more of the parenting time. And then you are also having to create safety for your child in some ways, almost like you have to be like a police, like they've got FaceTime calls with their other parent, you kinda gotta get on there first and make sure that this person isn't under the influence because nobody wants to speak a child shouldn't have to speak to their intoxicated parent. That's not gonna be a good conversation. Even if they are happy drunk, your child's gonna know something's off, and that's not safe and healthy for your child. Even if it is on your iPhone, it's still not safe and healthy for your child. So you're gonna have to kind of be that layer of protection for your child, so it's going to be exhausting. Now, what I want you to think about is it's not just you against them, you against him or you against her. A lot of times I get phone calls from aunties and uncles and moms and dads of the person who is abusing the alcohol and saying things like, my son in law needs to get a divorce. My daughter in law needs to get a divorce. Now, I love my son and I love my daughter, but I love my grandbabies more, or I love my nieces more, my nephews more, and I need them to be safe. So what I have seen happen is even though you're divorcing, this your in-laws may be in full support of you and your parenting because they know that their child has a problem and they want their grandchildren and their nieces and nephews to be safe. So don't be surprised when you get their support. And when you get their support, use it and it will help you. You can use them to help get your loved one into rehab. You can have them come and testify in court. Okay, you're going to need all the support you can get, and you're going to get it from places that people who are going through a typical divorce, they don't usually get that type of support. So take all the support you need. You're going to need it. But you're going to be able to do this, and you're going to be able to get a divorce, and you're going to be able to keep your kids healthy. You know why? Because you're consuming knowledge, information about how to do this in a way that's healthy. You've made the decision, I've got to get out, I've got to keep myself safe, or I've got to keep my children safe, and I'm going to create safety for them. And then I'm going to work with their parent to help, as long as he or she is willing to be healthy, to help them have a good relationship as much as it is up to me. So don't lose hope. Don't be discouraged. You can totally, totally do this. And if you choose to use mediation, you can do that as well. It can still work. All right. Have a great day. Stay encouraged. You're going to get through this, and this pain will end. All right.